Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Entropia content. Today I had to record another episode in the evening, not just the morning, because tomorrow I got my big Thanksgiving thing going on. And today was a really stressful day, so I'll do my best I can to get through this episode. Well, it looks like Entropia is already cheering me up, because look who it is, it's Yoshi. I think she's busy with some chat, because I said hi to her, no response yet. Weed's here too. He's pretty cool. I like his name. Who else is here? Natu. Corbin Dallas is here. And Jeffy Kaken. Jeffy kind of looks like a girl but has a guy's name. Or maybe Jeff is a girl's name. I just didn't know it. Now, I know a lot of people in Entropia pick different player sexes because they like to experiment being the opposite sex. Or maybe for other reasons. I was actually tempted to pick a woman avatar when I first joined the game. It's like, man, what happens if I pretend to be a woman and guys fall for me and give me free stuff? And I was like, nah, it's kind of mean. And I don't want people staring at my butt. Did I ever tell you the story about why I cut my long hair off? Back when I still had hair? I was biking a lot, and I started working out my legs and stuff. Then I was biking by the mall. There's a bunch of guys that were all rowdy driving by in a car. And I guess one of them thought I was a chick because I had long hair. So when I drove by, they yelled out at me, "Nice ass!" And then I once I heard that, I looked back, and I looked at the guy right in the eyes who said it, and as soon as he seen like I was a guy with a beard, he was like, So I was like, after that, I'm like, okay, I've had enough fun with long hair, I'm cutting it off. Yeah, so if you ever have like a kid or someone you know that you want to cut their long hair and they're a guy, maybe just get another guy to tell them they have a nice ass. And there you go, you can get rid of their hair. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to run to the teleporter and I forgot. I got a bunch of viewer questions. So some viewers saw the episode about the new vehicle today. And what they decided to ask was, what do I recommend for the best vehicle for space? What's the best vehicle I recommend for, what is it called, land? And I guess I'll have to use the, the auction, because some of these ships I don't have, and I'll try looking them up on the auction to show you them. Even though I tried that earlier today and it didn't work, hopefully these other ones will. Oh wait, no, I don't have to do that. I can use the crafting terminal. I forgot. I can just look it up because I have the blueprints. Right, space one I'll do first because that's an easy question to answer. I got the two of my favorite space choices right here in my inventory. One of these is a quad that Beamer gave me. Big thanks, Beamer. No, I had a quad before, and then I ended up having to sell it because I was pooling all my ped together or money to try to get a big purchase. And then Beamer felt bad for me. He's like, Lee, I feel bad. You're always going so slow in space. So he's like, here, hang on to this quad as long as you need it. And he's like, when you don't need it anymore, give it back. And I did plan on giving it back to Beamer, but he died, so I feel bad about it, Beamer. Sorry I still got your quad. Oh boy. But yeah, anyways, I guess I won't try to get into too much doom and gloom. Right, so next thing I'll mention is the two differences between these ships. Let's open them up. And I'll explain why I like each one for specific purposes. Oh yeah, I have to pin it. If you ever want to compare two items and you're a new player you don't know, just click this little thumbnail thing. Did I click it? Let's try. Then once you have it clicked, oh fuck you. Hopefully that clicked or saved it. There we go. See, if you click that pin, you can open more than one at once and compare them. I don't know why they just didn't do that by default, that you could open more than one instead of having to click that pin. Because if you open two, you could just hit the X and close it. Wouldn't be that inconvenient. And then some people never find the pin, so it's kind of a shitty feature. But anyways, so what I do is I keep 2 vehicles, the Sleipnir and the Quad. These are basically the only space vehicles you'll be able to afford in the game, unless you buy a mothership class. Like, there's a few different classes of motherships, I forget the different ones. One has a giant hangar, and then one just has no hangar. The cool thing about the giant hangar one is you can fly right into the mothership's dock and then land in it, so that's pretty cool. So the reason I have 2, let's bring up their stats. You can see that the Sleipnir, this ship here, it's way cheaper. I think, how much did I get it for? Let me check. Yeah, 150, 146. Holy, with the markup going up, maybe someone will buy my Sleipnir prints. Because, man, I got a huge stack of these blueprints if anyone wants like a shit ton. Anyways, yeah, so the difference is the fuel is the big one. If you fly the Sleipnir somewhere, you're almost going to spend less than half the fuel. I don't know, it says 0.5 or 0.55 compared to 0.90. And how that works out, I can't remember. If you wanted to fly someone really far, I think it's either 2 ped or 4 ped, depending which ship you pick. In oil costs. So that's pretty much why I say when I land on a ship or a planet, I try to collect at least 2 ped oil if I want to cover the oil cost. And then when you're landing, it's going to be a little space thruster decay too. Yeah, so that's the difference between those. Oh yeah, and then the speed. You can see that the Quad goes 100 and the Sleipnir goes 57. So obviously the Quad's going to be twice as fast, but it'll use twice as much oil. So depending if you're in a rush, that's why I keep 2. Like normally I'm never in a rush, so I just use the Sleipnir, and I'll take forever to get places, but I'll do other stuff on my computer while I'm flying, so I can glance at both monitors, keep it going. But say someone's like, hey, I want to buy an item off you, but if you don't get here quick, and you want to finish quick, that's what the Quad's for, right? It's like they say, hey, come to Calypso, you're on Rocktropia, either you get here in 20 minutes or I'll log off and you'll lose the sale. So that's why I'm like, oh shit, better hop in my Quad and fly there. So that's why I keep 2 vehicles. And that's why I've been bitching at the Mindark official. Sorry about that if he was listening. It's like, I know I can be really harsh in the morning. It's funny, I think my evening show was a little bit more laid back during the clone evolution, and Entropia is a little bit cranky. Anyways, yeah, so tonight should be a little bit more enjoyable because it's late in the evening. It's already 11:11. Woo. No, and I had to do a gravity well special because I got a bunch of viewer questions that were really good. Then, yeah, so I've doing a lot of recording tonight. Sorry if I lose my voice. Anyways, yeah, so that's the 2 space vehicle choices, and the motherships can carry hundreds of players, like the one Yoshi owns. She owns a really nice mothership. I think hers is the one with the dock, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been on her ship. Now, I asked Yoshi if I could come on her ship and do a huge tour of it for the show. She said yeah, and then I got sidetracked with doing the other missions from Next Island when they announced the new items. So, yeah, sorry to Yoshi if you ever watched the show. It's like, yeah, that's what happened. But I still want to do an episode of that really bad. Yoshi's ship was really fun. The only thing I noticed on Yoshi's ship is sometimes they get in arguments in the chat quite a bit. But I'm sure that's like with anything in Entropia, you're going to get some arguments. Like you seen the arguments I got into on Rocktropia. Imagine that's just over sweat. Can you imagine trying to do stuff in a ship and how many conflicts can arise? So, and the whole pirate situation, people bomb you and take your loot. Oh yeah, make sure you check out Avalon's channel. He did a video about what it's like to hit a warp mine. I've never seen that before, so highly recommend his channel. It's the first time I was watching it. Yeah, he does look like an uber player. Him and some other guys in quads were shooting ships down. I guess they were pirating. No, when I first joined Entropia, I was part of someone else's guild, and I joined a pirate killing guild. What they would do is watch for any pirates that were shooting people, and as soon as they looted them, they would shoot down the pirates and take the loot back. And then they would give it back to the players that got looted by the pirates. And then sometimes they would accept tips, or sometimes they would sell it to the other people, maybe. I can't even remember. Yeah, so that was a pretty fun guild. Big shout out to those guys. I don't know if they're still going or not. I'll have to check. Probably not, because that was probably like, I don't know, over 10 years ago. I don't know, what year did I start? 2018? So yeah, that'd be about 12 years ago. Or 2008. Yeah. So anyways, that's the spaceships. And the main reason I knew that there was no more ship that had more seats, excuse me, is I like to used to do taxi work. Well, you could see a failed taxi adventure last time I was doing that sweat episode. The huge mega sweat event. But anyways, yeah, so if I wanted to take more passengers, I could make a fortune running a taxi business. But because the only 2 ships that I have to choose from can only hold 1 passenger, it totally fucks the entire taxi space business. Unless you own a quad or one of the motherships. But the problem with the mothership is you gotta charge a whole bunch for the tickets. And say I had a 5-seater dropship, if the ship actually could fly in space, then all of a sudden I could carry 5 people, I could charge 1 ped each, and I'd be making a profit of better money. Or say if I charged 2 ped each, then I could make 10 ped. It'd be pretty sweet, right? So that's why I'm like really positive, well, at least I thought it was until people are arguing today, but yeah, I was pretty positive that there is no other spaceship other than the motherships for doing the better taxi work. So that's what I was trying to tell the MindArc official. If you had other taxi options where people are bringing 5 people at a time to planets, all of a sudden all the planets in the game would start having people traveling all over. But because we're limited to 1 passenger or a mothership, it's like we got kindling and logs. There's no in-between step. So that's why it doesn't catch. So yeah, so that's the information on those. Oh yeah, and then the 2-part question. He was asking, what's the deal with the land vehicles and which one do you recommend? So I was going to say that I recommended the Sleipnir, but then I noticed a couple episodes ago, well, maybe months ago, because I've been doing episodes forever now. I think I'm over 100 episodes already? It's pretty good. I know some people say I don't put much effort into the episodes. Well, I'm just going for bulk. I'm not trying to edit them perfectly because I suck at editing. I'm just going for my strong suits. I would try editing them, but usually when I edit it turns out worse, so that's why I don't really edit. Usually I lose video resolution, or I just suck at splicing it together. Yeah, so the other blueprints that I have for making vehicles, which is an unlimited print, is the Lancer and the Spear. I can't remember which one. One of them is the best that I found, so let's compare them. I'm going to have to do something in the game where I don't have to talk so much today. Losing my voice already, 10 minutes in. Oh shit. That's why I like having other players or people to talk to on the show as like a guest. If anyone ever wants to chat, just let me know. I'll try to be nice. Right, so that's all 3 vehicles. I believe I can close that. So my main feature for looking for a vehicle, for me, because I'm cheap ass in Entropia, because everything costs so much, you actually have to try to be cheap or you'll go broke quick, right? Similar to real life and having a girlfriend. It's like you just watch your money evaporate. Right, so here we got the Sleipnir. It's 0.55. The Lancer is over a ped each. So man, that costs more than the quad to fly. But the Lancer, man, was it ever fun to fly. I should craft up some more of those next time I'm on, whatchamacallit, Rocktropia. Maybe I'll ship some parts from, what is the native planet it's from? Cyrene? Yeah, that's it. But then I was checking the Spear MK3. Look how much fuel it uses. 0.15. So fuck, man, that's like way better than the Sleipnir. So I was thinking, shit, why don't I spawn up the Spear MK3 or craft one, keep it, and then carry it with me. So when I'm on planets, I don't always have to be cheap and fucking walk everywhere. I can have a vehicle that just goes really quick. Let's see what's the speed of it. 46. So the Lancer is only marginally faster. Oh yeah, and the speed of the Sleipnir, it's only marginally faster than the 3 of those. But yeah, and there's a trick too. You see this Sleipnir, people are like, oh, it's the slowest vehicle in space. But actually the mothership is the same speed if it doesn't use warp. So it's like you can actually race a mothership with the Sleipnir if it's going slow or at its normal speed without warp. And if anyone, not to break the news, what happens in Avalon's stream, when someone hits a warp mine, what happens is they drop out of warp. And then once they dropped out of warp, they're usually surrounded by pirates, and then they all get shot. So I was thinking, you can't really just put mines and hope to destroy the ship. That's how I thought it worked. That would have been really neat, if you could just put mines all over space, log in the next day and see that your mine blew someone up and correct a whole bunch of loot. Someone maybe can put in the chat if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you have to still shoot them. Like the mine will just make you drop out of warp. Alright, so yeah, that's what I have for vehicle on land information. I'm gonna do that in episode. I'll probably do that a whole episode where I just work and work and work, gathering the supplies to craft some spears. If anyone wants any of these vehicles, let me know, because I have the prints to make all of them. I have tons of prints to make Sleipnirs, Lancers. Well, the Lancer and Spear are unlimited, so I can just keep popping them off like crazy if I got the ingredients. Right, so I think that answered all the viewer questions. Big shout out to the viewer for asking that. I think he just subbed too, so big shout out to him. He's really cool. My new favorite viewer for now. Alright, I did also get some more big information today. You can look at it as good news or bad news, depending how you want to look at it. Remember how I was saying that my estimate for how many players are actually in Entropia compared to how much we're told is in Entropia is drastically different? And what I was judging that by was looking at the Facebook groups. It's like usually a Facebook group for Entropia will max out around 2,000 players or so, like likes or whatever. And then I was like, hey, the same thing seems to happen to YouTube. If someone has a really popular channel, they usually max out at about 2,000 players. So I was like, this 50,000 number I keep hearing, I was like, man, I'm pretty sure that's a lot of duplicate accounts being created by those people who hold events that force people to create new accounts if they want to sell items to them. So yeah, I'd recommend to Mindark maybe to put in some sort of terms of service policy saying, hey, you can't ask people to create new accounts in order to sell stuff. And in fairness to the people doing events, they're not telling them to create a new account. They're just saying you need low agility. So the only way you can get low agility, unless maybe you can chip out. Could be wrong about that. But other than chipping out, if a person's in a bind, the only other way they can do it is to create a new account or get a friend to create an account and give it to them to, like, say, hey, like, say your brother's never played the game before. You could ask him to create an account so that you could give him your sweat, get him to sell it, and then you could get the money. So technically that's bending the rules or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's creating like at least 1,000 characters, maybe a month, or maybe every 2 months. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Mindark doesn't make the policy about that low agility thing for selling items because there's no real way to enforce it other than checking the chat. You could say, hey, someone's trying to sell me something and like telling me I have to have a low stat in order to sell it. It's sort of like communism and socialism. That's another reason I don't like it, but even though I love my free shit, I just think it breaks the universe. Right, so next what I'll do is someone posted a comment on the Facebook page. I should have looked up their name, but anyways, yeah, the person posted a link and it's called MMO Population. And I guess it's a website that tracks each MMO and how many players they have in. And then here, I guess I'll bring it up so you guys can see it. Maybe I'll increase the zoom a little bit first, in case anyone's watching on a cell phone. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's switch over. Right, so here we have the, get out of there ads, MMO population, Entropia universe. Alright, game population, subscribers, daily players, trends, about the game, and more. So it says that Entropia has the lowest out of all MMOs. We're 84th out of 129. So we're not the lowest, but we're pretty damn close to the bottom. Yeah, so we're... For player populations, it says the total player population is 67,000. So if I had to guess, oh yeah, and then here's the daily active players. So here's the real kicker number, right? Like, you see this daily active number? That's probably way closer to how many real players are in the game. And people might argue and say, oh no, that's just people that log in daily. But with the Entropia and Mindark, the way they change their policies, if you don't keep logging in every day, you start losing your items. Like, I don't know, someone could put in the chat. I never really don't log in, so I don't know if is it like a month before you start losing your items, or is it 2 weeks, or how long is it? I think they stagger it. So like the first day you don't log in, you'd lose 1 item. If you don't log in after 2 days, you lose 3 items. Well, I'm sure it's more than 1 day. It's probably at least 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. So that's what I was saying, like this daily players number, unless they're logging in every day, there's a good chance they're losing their account. So I was thinking, more than likely, anyone who's an Entropia player is going to log in every day, at least once, just to keep their items. I know some people are telling me they'll just log in for a few seconds each day and then log out, just to make sure they don't lose their account. So I think that's a real good indicator of how many people we got, just because like Facebook was around that number and YouTube was also around that number. Then this number is probably closer to how much exploiters have created duplicate accounts. And that really makes a lot of sense too, because when I was checking those big sweat events and everything, there's hundreds of players, but there's not really like 10,000 players, right? Like, you think if there was really an event going that was buying sweat for that high of a price, wouldn't every single player that had sweat come, unless they were already rich and didn't need the money? And they were saying only a few hundred players showed up. Well, quite a few for a big sweat event, but still. And the only thing else I could think of is maybe people didn't hear about the sweat event. Yeah, so here's the 5-year breakdown. I clicked it to see what would happen. Holy, here's the tracking of players, eh? 2015, there was only 200 people. Yeah, did the game stop for a while, or why did it reach 0? That was before my time. I think I joined... What did I say? No, I was in 2012. So even before this. Yeah, I joined in 2008. So did it really make it that small? Can't be. Oh, that's the active players. Yeah, so the active players was down really low at some points. Got up to 1,000 in 2016. Oh, this is going by month. There we go. So yeah, you can see by month. Normally the summer and winter numbers are going to be different. But which is weird too, because you think as a global game, maybe winter in different parts of the world. Or no, just Australia has different winters. Is that it? I don't even really know, because I never travel. I've lived in the same place my whole life, really. Same 2-block radius. So holy shit, 2017? Is it right that it dropped down to 0? That can't be right. I'm always arguing. That can't be it. So when was the biggest peak? So yeah, we were at the biggest peak at 3,600 daily players. So that must have been when the pandemic was kicked in full blast, right? I guess the pandemic really helped out Mindark. Now I don't even want to talk about the pandemic anymore. There's a whole lot of shit that's been happening in my country today, and if I talk about it, I'm gonna fucking turn beet red and have an ulcer. Yeah, here's the greenhouse that I assembled outside if anyone's wanting to see ads that sell it. Now they have different sizes and stuff. To be honest, I can't really decide whether or not to recommend it. I fell into it at one point today and the fucking wall just busted right out. I was like, geez, the slightest tap and these things will just be destroyed. But I guess if you baby it, maybe it's not so bad. Anyways, let's get back to Entropia. I want to do some more action in the game. Right, so that was all my news that I had for today. Questions, updates from the Facebook groups. Appreciate that, guys. Hey, maybe I should do that as the Entropia show format. Start off the morning or beginning of the show with a bit of news, viewer questions, and then get into the gaming. Is that a pretty good format, guys? I hope so. If not, screw you. No, I'm just kidding. Gotta stop telling off my viewers. Jeez. Let's get closer and closer to the 1,000 mark. Okay, so let's do some Sandrunner fuel cells. Well, yeah, I was going to check out Warrior's Peak, but since Yoshi's here, I was kind of hoping to talk to Yoshi. So maybe, yeah, we'll just leave it here. Maybe I'll give Yoshi a private chat just in case she missed that other message. Likely she did. Oh, I don't need tutorials. Alright, we'll leave the globals on. And how do I communicate with Yoshi again? I forget. I'll just go and give her a regular message. Yeah. Hey, what's new? Jeez, I was gonna put proper punctuation. I'm like, dear God, what am I in fucking middle school here? Nah, I was kind of seeing this one, well, not really seeing. It's like I liked her, she said it was hot, but I guess she didn't like my memory issue, so we weren't really seeing each other. But anyways, yeah, I was trying to impress this one girl, and she kept criticizing me all the time for my spelling and grammar. So then I got into the habit of trying to do it better, and I'm just sick of it. Screw her. Not in a good way. No, Noel ended up happily ever after anyways, because in retrospect I was thinking she lived really far away, and I don't like long distance relationships. I kind of need like sex every day. Who am I kidding? 5 times a day. No, I'm just kidding. Too much information. No, I'm not going to pull a John McAfee though. That's a little excessive. Was he's having sex for days on end? No, I think most girls tap out at like 2 hours or so, right? It's like, okay, enough is enough. If anyone wants to prove me wrong. Ladies, I should specify. Oh god. Alright, let's try not to keep fucking around here. Let's get some shit done. Just making sure I'm on the right percentage. Alright, let's try right between the T's first, or that's a little greedy. We'll start at the first T, then work our way to the second T. Let's go at the beginning of the first T. Really start off slow. Now I keep hearing all these girls that I like, or that I think are hot, that are doing that, what is it called? OnlyFans or whatever? It's like, how does that site work? I've never really heard about it. It's like only posting nudes, or is it like just regular photos too? It's like, geez, maybe if people want photos that bad, do they hire guys? No, I don't plan on doing any nudes anytime soon, guys. Unless a girl wants to pose with me, then I might consider it. Just on your own solo as a guy seems really awkward, I think. I don't want a whole bunch of gay guys looking at my pictures. Like they would. Well, who am I kidding? I know they would. Oh, man. I don't know what it is. I always tend to attract gay guys for some reason. Not just yelling nice ass, but everything. Right, too much information. Right, so far this crafting run ain't going so bad. Did I jinx it? Did I have globals turned on? I think I do. Maybe I should put this... Oh, fuck, where did I drop it? Did it disappear? Oh my god, did the globals thing just disappear? Oh my gosh! Ah, there it is. Maybe it just disappears till someone gets a global. I'll put it where I can see it. It's like, put your hands where we can see them. Yeah, so that was a little pretty good warm up at the first tee, I think. Let's try to maneuver a bit. Don't get too greedy and going right between the tees. Let's go for the edge of the second tee. Don't want it to get jealous. Come on, one ped, one ped. Now my plan for the next episode, maybe I'll do it today if I end up doing something to switch it up and getting bored. Oh, we're already at the fucking half-hour mark. Holy shit, that news segment really eats up a lot of time, right? Now I was thinking what I should do. Oh, 38, that wasn't so bad. Is I should take another mining run, collect enough Listerium to do the 50 attempts at Lesser Elijah. So I'll have to cancel the mission I'm set to. Ah, fuck. Oh yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, shit, I wanted to be set on a crafting mission before I started this run. But I am. I'm set on Lesser Elijah. I just wanted to test, because Monria, they tell you to craft Monria blueprints to beat the mission, but technically you can do any of them, and it still completes it. So I just wanted to test if that was the case here, too. Hopefully that's not an exploit. I think it's just normal. I was gonna quit after a few fails and move it, but I'll wait till we get a couple more fails. Now today was like a stressful day because, man, family was fighting a little bit. Long weekend, getting ready, trying to clean the house for Thanksgiving. Arguments about the lockdowns and all that. I was telling my mom, it's like, man, we shouldn't really be holding this giant fucking Thanksgiving thing if there's lockdown. She's like, oh, we're just gonna have everything outside. And I was like, well, the government just released a whole bunch of new restrictions. Some people actually got arrested and are facing 6 months in prison and a $500,000 fine. I was like, Jesus, do we really want to be risking this kind of stuff just for Thanksgiving? No, Canada's turned into the most totalitarian state I could ever believe, but then I was like, oh yeah, the opposite thing. That kind of makes sense. Take the nicest, freedom-loving country and turn it into like a Nazi regime. That's what it feels like living in Canada right now. But, oh well, hopefully the opposite thing will be over in our lifetimes. Hopefully. Not that we live in this twilight zone of opposites forever. Oh, I don't know if I could get used to it for years at a time. It's already a little bit too much. Right, did I move it? Yeah, I moved it between the tees. Now if I get a whole bunch of fails between the tees, then I'll move it for the ultimate. Right to the letter that's forbidden. The N. No, not that N word. Condition. It's like, geez, what were you thinking? Now, I miss the days when, like, racism was extinct. It's like I used to live in a multicultural city where everyone used to joke that racism had been gone for decades. It's kind of weird to see it back. It's like, for a while there, my entire school thought that racism was extinct. It's like, well, that happened in the olden days. It's probably because I went to, what is it? And I tried both schools. I went to a school that was Catholic and almost all like, I guess anyone who's Catholic is usually white, but occasional like Portuguese people and stuff. No, we did have one nice black family that joined our school at one point, but I think what happened was the parents came to pick up the kids and they seen some awful stuff happening in the playground. And can you guess what? It's like all the kids from my school were like spoiling the new kids, like rotting, like, here, want my lunch, here, want my jacket, here, want this. And then the parents showed up. It's like, quit treating my kids like a freaking poverty case. It's like, we're not poor just because we're black, right? And then it's like, then all the kids in the school didn't really know any better, I guess, because our city was pretty much like exclusively German people for quite a while, decades even. So it kind of took some adjustment to get used to the whole multicultural thing. No, I bet you some of you probably were thinking it was bullying or something. No. It's complete opposite. It's like, I guess you can be nice racist, or like too nice to someone because they're the opposite race or whatever, or a different race. That can offend people too. That's what I was thinking when I was walking the other day or biking. It's like I was going down the street, I'm like, oh, it's like I've been getting food poisoning symptoms again, so I'm like, shit, brought my mask and I'll put it on when I get near people, just in case, like, maybe it's not food poisoning, but I'm almost guaranteed it is, because you're not really shitting blood if you have fucking COVID, or the thing you're not allowed to say, the beer bug. Now, I think what it is E. coli, because a lot of cases we've been trying to look after my uncle and shit's just spraying everywhere. Sorry to be nasty, but I think that's what it probably was. Because I was thinking, shit, all the symptoms I got, I looked up E. coli poisoning, matches it like that. It's like, oh, that's probably what it is. Not fucking stomach cancer, I hope not. Or I was thinking colitis, or I was thinking the virus. Couldn't figure it out. And I know my family doctor is completely swamped right now, so it's like I don't want to bug him. Especially since normally a few days of like trying to cut back and changing what I eat seems to completely change it. So I was like, maybe I was getting contaminated food somewhere, or trying to narrow it down. So yeah, so that's what me and my family started to get into an argument. I was watching everyone prepare food and I was like, hey, did you wash your hands? No, and then I had to warn my brother too. I was like, oh god, I feel such a jackass, but it's like I was warning him. It's like some of the food we're eating lately and I'm getting food poisoning symptoms, and my uncle even got food poisoning symptoms. So I was telling him, it's like, yo, you might want to steer clear of our food at the Thanksgiving thing. Because unless you're risking wanting to shit blood, right? But hopefully it's just like something sprayed in the air or breathed in too much shit. I don't know what it is, but it's weird, eh? Hoping that you have E. coli. Hopefully it's not something worse. At least E. coli you can recover from. That's why I'm hoping it is it, right? And I felt so bad too, because I'm like, how do I tell my brother this and not get my relatives all upset? Because some of my relatives that are really good at cooking, love cooking, and they want everyone to like their food. And I felt like a jackass fucking warning them, because I know it's going to devastate my family when they come over and refuse the food. They'll be like wondering, oh, did I say something? But they have young kids, and I was thinking, dear God, you don't want to be risking that kind of shit with young kids. Like, man, imagine those kids got sick and died. So I'd rather just get yelled at, made fun of, or whatever, and try to play it safe. And hopefully, then in that case, there'll be more leftovers for me. No, I can't even eat the leftovers because I've been cutting back so much. Alright, let's do a few full condition clicks. That was a lot of fails. Yeah, so what a nightmare. After like warning them and stuff, I just felt devastated the whole day. I was almost getting depressed over it. Because I'm like, now it's like I'm stabbing one family member in the back to help another one, and it's just either way you feel like shit, right? Oh well, so at least you guys are helping cheer me up. Now that's what I noticed, at least recording shows and stuff helps get my mind off being stuck in bad moods. Most of the time. Unless I get into arguments in the game. Or start fucking everything up. Holy shit, that's a lot of fails, yo. Oh, that wasn't so bad. 99 success. Come on, where's the prints? Am I at 150 clicks? It's 0 prints? What the fuck? I usually like to get 1 or 2 prints per 100. So if I'm getting 150 with no prints, that's like total rip. Right, I don't think another success is coming from that anytime soon. So I'm going to milk the queue a bit. I better be careful. I heard the queue was taken down off social media. And I heard people talking about the queue stuff, but I didn't even bother looking into it because I'm like, shit, I'm kind of sick of all that conspiracy stuff, so I get enough of it with the virus now. Even I'm so sick of the virus. If it wasn't for the state of how bad it was with our government and stuff right now, I'd probably never say anything. But I don't know, sometimes I feel like if I just drop a comment in every now and then, it's like a drip of water in a bucket. It's not really helping. But then other times I see ripple effects go out and a whole bunch of people start doing stuff, and it's like, maybe it is having an effect. Oh god. A little bit on the sore side today too. Whew. I've been trying to do my own chiropractor adjustments, and 9 times out of 10 they don't go well. I would just go see a chiropractor, but everything, the ways things are going in the world, seeing a chiropractor isn't even easy anymore. And I've had mixed results with chiropractors. Usually the first adjustment is amazing, and the second one is like almost useless. And they're always trying to rope you in for sales, and I find that very offensive. I'm like, man, if you want me to be a patient so bad, it makes you seem desperate. Then I'm like, if you're so desperate, like, maybe I should see another doctor that's not desperate, right? Now I keep thinking, like, my hip got pushed forward on one side and it never moved back. My whole spine adjusted to compensate, and I ended up with scoliosis in 3 spots after, like, I don't know, 30 years of agony. So I was thinking, maybe if I can just keep stretching or popping my hip back the opposite direction, maybe it'll pop back the way it should one day. But most days it just makes it way worse. The only reason I think it might help is a couple times I was in really rough shape where I could barely move, and I tried that hip pop the opposite way, trying to get it back to where it should be, and it instantly relieved all the pain. I was like, holy shit, didn't even need to take Tylenol, ibuprofen, nothing. Just instant pain relief. So I was like, oh, I'll keep doing that. And then I kept doing it, and then eventually it made it worse. So it's like one of those limited fixes. It's like limited blueprint. You can only do it so much before you run out. Right, I gotta go check Warrior Peak. As much as I'd like to stay here and stand at Yoshi's butt, or stare. Now Yoshi's avatar is pretty hot too, eh? I wonder if she's Indian in real life, or East Indian. I think I was watching some videos on Entropia partners that were celebrating some East Indian festivals. I actually really like East Indian culture. Fuck, I love curry. It's one of my most favorite foods, not to be making the stereotypical curry comments. Now, what is the other East Indian foods I like? Oh, what are those things called? They're like pierogies, except from India. Ah, fuck. I forget the name of them now. I had, samosas, that's it. Now, one of my favorite singers, Alicia Brilla, I went to a charity dinner of hers to help bring some Syrians to Canada. I know people are probably wondering, so you're always so anti-migration, yet you're going to rallies to help raise money to bring Syrians here. Well, it's like, as much as I am against migration excessively, some people are actually in bad shape and do need to get here. And you don't want to just blame all people for the problems of migration in the world. And I try to remember the First Nations thing where they try to remind everyone, well, the creator told Shawanasawe that that's what the destiny of Turtle Island was that all people were supposed to return here one day. So you can't really fight destiny, right? He even told them, he's like, don't get too upset about it. He's like, just try to focus on you and your own tribe's beliefs and following the laws from the creator. So that's what I try to follow too. I know people are sometimes get offensive. They're like, hey, you shouldn't be following First Nations religions. That's like usurping their traditions or whatever. But it's like I've grown up here. It's like my family's lived in this country for, what is it, 5 or 6 generations now. So I kind of feel a little bit more like in tune with here than anywhere else. Because where am I going to go? Find some culture in Europe that I've never heard about. And even my parents haven't. My grandparents haven't. Well, the closest thing I have to a European relative is my one grandfather on my mom's side was from Ukraine. But I think everyone else was great-grandparents that came here. Hey, was there a construction terminal out here too? What is this terminal? Was this the old society terminal? That's probably what it is, eh? I heard they were getting rid of all those. Sorry to all the people in my society. I haven't been using the society functions much lately because ever since they got rid of the terminal, that's the only way I knew how to do it. So I'll have to train myself how to use the action library, I guess, to do it. Shouldn't be that much training. But yeah, before we begin the next crafting run here, let's get a quick message from the sponsor. Let's see if I can even find a crafting terminal here. Well, there might not be one here. That would make me sad. I was really hoping to craft here. Repair. Because man, this looks like a cool place to craft. Storage, trade. That's why I love Arcadia. Those little, what is it, those terminal shops or whatever. Every teleporter you go to, they got them. So you don't have to worry about looking for crafting terminals all over the planet and finding none. It's like each one has a crafting terminal. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so anyways, I got to try some homemade samosas from Alicia Brilla's dad. He made them. Well, she said she helped him make them, but I kind of doubt it. She doesn't strike me as the best cook. No, usually when you hear feminists, they're very against like cooking. So maybe she's a good cook. I shouldn't say that, but if I had to guess. Yeah, I'm making so many assumptions. It's very mean. Somebody was posting like the cranky old man memes, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just about there. Not old yet, but I've worked in the cranking, or cranky side. Cranking. Alright, this is sad. There's no crafting terminal here. Wah. Wish there was. Such a cool place. You could easily fit one, right? Maybe there's one somewhere I just missed it. Oh well, my dream of crafting at Warrior's Peak has ended. It's a shame, like duplicates of some terminals, but the one I need, there's none. Yeah, so next island, if you ever want some improvement, if you could put a crafting terminal at each teleporter, that'd be great. Because then when I do crafting, I go to each one and try my luck at it. So now this sucks. Now I gotta start looking through this list, and I'm pretty sure I don't remember where any of them are. We'll start from the bottom and just go from there, I guess. And after I find a crafting terminal, we'll get the quick message from the sponsor, then we'll begin. Yep, waste of time. None here either. Yay, I like wasting time. Thank you for designing the planet so I can waste all my time. Right, another waste of time. Yay. See, isn't this fun, wasting your time, not knowing where any of the crafting terminals are? I guess technically I could just make a list, but usually when a game's that annoying that I have to make a list, I just quit the game. See? That's why you gotta be careful of Next Island. Making things so annoying that people just quit the game, right? Ooh, this place looks like a little action, eh? I'm not the only person who likes to switch terminals. Get your mind out of the gutter. I guess I should say hi. I don't want to always be so antisocial. Can you tell I'm desperate for human contact? Anyone. No, I'm just kidding. Right, so maybe let's begin with a full condition. How exciting is that? Let's get some quick message from the sponsor first. Oh shit, had it set on Lester Elijah. Gotta change that. Right, today's crafting adventures were brought to you by Crack! Crack! It'll fuck you up. Woo! Alright, we're back. Now I'm trying to do the shh, but I think I got too close to my nose there. It looked like something else. I swear it wasn't. Right, so now we got the Sand Ritter print. Let's go full condition, all clicks. Let's let it roll. Oh wait. I was gonna say where's the global thing, but I think it'll appear once someone gets a global. And I can't see myself, so... Oh, there we go. I was thinking if I get a global one of these days, or one of these years, wouldn't mind to actually be able to see my avatar for the screenshot of it. That'd be kind of cool. I kind of want to check out this chick's butt at the same time. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, let's go. Now I kind of feel sorry for my next girlfriend. She's going to be walking crooked for a few days. No, I'm just kidding. For no reason. Woo, 99. Shouldn't say crooked, maybe bow-legged. Right, so the first two clicks were successes. I really shouldn't milk it any farther because I doubt I'm going to get another one. Let's go for between the T's. And after that I'll go with the Q. I don't know, maybe a whole bunch of people started using my crafting trick for vehicles, so the game's like, shit, we gotta lower the drop rate for the vehicle prints. That might have happened. That was one thing I was worried about releasing my trick, is that it would never work again, but it was a risk I was willing to take. Alright, that's a whole lot of failures. I'm moving to the queue. Fuck that shit. Hey, I never said enter to Yoshi. No, I hate that Entropia. A lot of times I type the message and I forget to hit enter. So I'm like, geez, what's taking them so long to respond? And meanwhile, look, it's like, oh, I didn't even hit enter. Now, the other cool thing about Yoshi, I think she was telling me that she lives in Canada. And actually closer than, well, maybe Ken lives closer to me, but where is she saying? Ottawa, I think, something like that. That's pretty cool. I like the fellow Canadian players. Yeah, see, if Yoshi was my age, we lived in the same city, maybe we'd be a match made in heaven. Now, I'm sure she already has a boyfriend. She releases really cool YouTube videos. I know everyone's probably not into the wild videos, but man, she makes some good ones. I hope it's Yoshi, not that I'm getting him someone mixed up. I think it is. Yeah, I love samosas because they remind me so much of pierogies. It's like my family from Ukraine. They used to make really good pierogies. Well, my mom still makes really good ones. My brother's pretty good at making them. I'm actually not that bad at cooking. Depends what it is. Usually baking I suck at, but actually like just regular cooking I'm not so bad. I can do a mean stir fry. Usually when I make a stir fry, there's never any leftovers. Wish there was. Now, one of the coolest things I ever made is I made oyster mushrooms from scratch. Where I literally grew the mushrooms and then cooked them. It was the first time I ever tried growing mushrooms or learned to become a mycologist. If anyone's never become a mycologist before, I highly recommend it. Space thrusters N72. That was sweet, yo. Sorry for the yo. It's one of my favorite sayings. A lot of viewers hate it, but I can't change myself that much. I'm gonna have to drop the yo bombs every now and then. Word. It reminds me of the Ali G show. I used to always make fun of gangster talk. And I used to all be into the gangster stuff, so it kind of reminds me of the good old days. Now, I was never one of the yo-yo-yos, but I actually did have baggy pants and listen to rap music for a while there. If you can imagine that. Nah, I kind of like that like style and dress because you end up attracting a lot of hot chicks that way, I noticed. Like after I switched to being like a heavy metal like rock listener or Metallica guy with the long hair, leather jackets and stuff. Well, I guess I did attract pretty hot girls that way too, but less of them. Because I noticed like there's more girls that are into the preppy guys, whereas like the heavy metal type girls, there seems to be fewer of them. So I don't know. If anyone's like having trouble meeting women, just maybe try changing your style. Or try taking advice from someone who's not single, almost 50 in their mom's basement. that advice is probably better. Alright. Gotta stop making fun of myself so much. Jeez. Leave that to my viewers. Now, I watched an episode of podcast recently with Eminem and Mike Tyson. I was kind of giving Eminem a hard time, well, just in my own opinion, because he was getting too political, telling people who to vote for and stuff. Man, after hearing that, oh, another print. See, was it just switching terminals that gave me the better print, you think? I think that's why there's a whole bunch of people here trying to craft. I'll tally it up, actually, so you guys can see. We'll see what the current markup is. Next time, cool. Excuse me. Now, I get the feeling that most of the women in Entropia are probably too young for me anyways, because I'll be turning 41 this year. Although maybe there's some older ladies that play the game. Maybe you gals want to give me a shout? Sorry, that was mean. Not really into the saber-toothed tigers. I'm just kidding. No, thank God. As I got older and I'm not really looking to have kids anymore, I'm starting to find women my own age more attractive. For a while there, when I just wanted to have kids, it was like I was instinctively attracted to younger women. I was always looking for one that could have kids still. Yeah, maybe I could go up and to Yoshi's ship next episode, or I should ask her, how long are you on next time? Oh shit, we're coming right to the end. I already hit the hour mark. Son of a... So what position? It was the Q that returned the space thrusters, right? Alright, well, let's stop this run. Or let's try one full condition just to give her a little go. Some people are probably thinking, hey, if you had it on full condition and you hit that big attempt, you probably would have gone global. They could be right, but I was thinking, geez, what happens if the game's set up that if you have it at full condition, it'll just give you nothing? So I was like, I should try the queue occasionally. Come on, one petter, one petter. There we go, 115. Woo! I think the one time I got a global, it went success, fail, near success, global. So that's why I usually try a couple clicks after the success now. Oh, there was a near success. When you're that close to finishing, you gotta give her another go, right? End up with blue. There we go. There was another full petter. Okay, so maybe this crafting run won't be so bad. I'll show you guys what the loot total is. We'll check out the markup on these prints. Well, not the total, but... Hey, here's May, and she has something to say. Let's check out what May's up to. She's probably got a mission for me to waste more money. Alright, it says, hey Leland, are you here to help us keep the Lesser Elijah production going? Actually, I was until you guys started giving all the prints away from the mining missions. It's an important product and need many areas. If you can reach 50 successes, I'll reward your effort. Oh, isn't that weird? So you can have duplicate of this crafting run. Oh, one's successes and the other one's attempts. So man, when I try this, it's gonna be fun, I think. Right, so if anyone's ready for to try this, make sure you get both of these missions before you do it, so you can get a little extra bonus, right? Right, sorry I'm running way over the hour shit, and I was supposed to finish it on time so I don't run out of air to talk. Got some more leggings prints. Chair frame. It's usually useless. I'll check it out. Holy shit, it's not selling too bad this week. Must be with full condition or something. Alright, energy source. I got 102. How much are they worth? 400 to 2,000%. So I'd probably try to sell it at 1,400. Excuse me, if I can find a buyer in person. But if I put it on auction, I'd probably get, I don't know. So that's what I was thinking. Another thing would be sweet with more classes of spaceships, if they could start adding ships that actually use these. Like, I think right now it's just the motherships and the Equus. So maybe a couple more couldn't hurt. Hint, hint. Developers. Alright, next let's check the good one. I hope. Yes! Woo! See what the markup is? Well, I don't know if someone just sold that for the hell of it, but 4,800%. That just gives me a good base number for today's episode. So how many clicks did I get? 72. Right, so in order to calculate this, I'll bring the calculator right in the game so you guys can see it. What was I saying? Fucking memory, 72. You idiot! Forget already. Now my memory's slightly improving with the Sober October, so man, I almost broke down today when I was getting down the dumps, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna do this. I'm so motivated. Like Tyson Fury motivated. Right, so 0.72 times 4,800%. Anyone have a guess what that'll be? My guess is 40 ped. Let's try it. 34. Ah, still pretty close. Yeah, so you can add 34 ped to your crafting run from that. That was a pretty sweet print to get, right? Just trying to think. What was the most I ever sold these for? I think, yeah, it was 4,000. So man, 4,800. That's promising. It's nice to see that. Alright, thanks for watching the show, everyone. Hopefully I'll get a hold of Yoshi and arrange that tour of her mothership. That'll be so fun. I miss her crew. Some of the hot babes on that ship. Now I gave one of them one of my vehicles. I think it was one that I want right now to go and craft, the Spear MK3. And she was pretty appreciative. So maybe they'll remember me. I don't know if they will or not. I think the last time I was captaining the ship was a few years ago, so, or driving the ship. I don't know if you're driving it, does it count as a captain? I think I was unlocking captain skills, but that might be a little bit ambitious to call myself a captain. Captain! Alright, so what else did I forget to do? Oh yeah. I was just going to thank everyone. Let's check it out. Now guys, I'm at 33,447. Let's give it a roll. 33,465. Woohoo! Right, so what I wanted to show you guys, got some good news today. We broke the 40 referral mark. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm like, holy, it's like, do I really have that many people watching? It's like, how did I manage to get that up so high when I'm just sharing referrals on my videos? So yeah, I'm really starting to wonder, guys, like, man, we get this up into the hundreds, I might be out of my basement in no time. I'm just kidding. No, this is still only like $3 or whatever, so maybe if John McAfee's prediction's right and Bitcoin reaches $1 million each coin, then I'll be able to move out. But until then, alright. Whoops, wrong scene. Right, thanks, big shout out to my patrons again. Society6, got this Finishing Quick is my specialty t-shirts. My goal is to get a new t-shirt in the shop for Christmas. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the Anunnaki wing disc or Contradiction is my specialty. No, King of Contradiction, that was it. So I'm kind of undecided between those two shirts. If anyone has an idea of which shirt they would like best, or if they have any other ideas, let me know in the chat below. Swagbucks, yeah, I just got some more discounts from Swagbucks today, this week. I was going to show it on the show, but I was like, And then GameKit, I already showed it before. And then GameKits where you can get paid to be a gamer, but I highly recommend using Entropia partners instead, because they'll pay you directly in Project Entropia bucks, so that you can get them into Entropia easier. And then Hideout TV pays you to watch videos just like YouTube, except instead of just giving all the money revenue or ad revenue to the creators, they split some of it to the viewers too. So if you want to switch over and support a platform like that instead, or both, I highly recommend it. Bitcoin was what I just showed you, and the virtual maid sex machine is for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Just kidding. Whoa, Yoshi was saying she's here till Sunday. She's finding it very friendly here. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Ever since the new changes to Next Island, I love it here. It's like I was thinking if they had like even apartments for sale, I would buy an apartment so I could pop in a shopkeeper. Well, who am I kidding? Shopkeepers have gone ridiculously expensive, but yeah, if there was some way I could open a shop here, I would. It's like I love this planet with the daily crafting missions and daily mining missions. Well, I should say the daily mining mission I like best. Oh, the Caracas ship. That one's pretty cool too. So yeah, there's so many cool things that happen in Next Island. Holy shit, almost an hour 10. Gotta get going. Right, yeah, I think that was everything. If you happen to get a space thruster print and it gets into your vaporizer, then give the show a dislike. And if you just don't like the show and you can offer a little feedback as to why, really appreciate it. And then yeah, give it a dislike then too. I don't want to be saying never give the show a dislike. That sounds a little bit too, I don't know, progressive. Anyways, yeah, take care, and yeah, never purchase the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Yeah, don't forget the Entropia zine. Oh yeah, and Raven Jade shops and her store too. She said she may have a my fans thing or whatever it's called. Hoping so. I'll be a member at least 1 month. Alright, take care everyone. See you later. Bye for now. Here's a subscribe button. 2 videos. Enjoy.